Northern Utah on the way to Idaho. We just pulled off the side of the road and switched drivers. Look who's driving.
Hello, I'm driving.
Melanie and I were driving up to Pocatello, Idaho to attend the wedding of Ann and Brett. Ann is our dear friend, Melanie's dear friend.
Both of ours.
Both of ours. So, what do you have to say?
I'm excited for her.
How come?
Oh, she lost her husband a few years ago in a terrible, tragic car crash, and it's been so hard, and I'm just grateful that she's found someone that she loves and can have that companionship with. And he lost his wife and a few years ago as well. And so this is tender and sweet. It's a good thing.
And we're actually alone.
I know. What's up with that?
No dog.
Oh, that's true. I was going to say, we're alone a lot at home.
We're alone a lot.
But that's true. We are usually with the dog, yes.
We're leaving Utah and entering Idaho.
Woohoo!
Does it feel any different being in Idaho?
Nope.
It looks pretty much the same as
pretty much the same right
Utah.
now.
Yep.
But my GPS just welcomed us to Idaho.
Nice.
Yes.
So do you have any Idaho memories?
Oh, lots of Idaho memories. Lots of Idaho memories. With Ann living here in Idaho, and then a friend of mine, another friend, Michelle, that used to live in Idaho, that I would go see. A road trip when I was in high school. Just lots of good times. Idaho's a great place.
Yes, it is. And I lived in Idaho for a year when I was a freshman in college. I attended Ricks College, now BYU Idaho, up in Rexburg, and it was a lot of fun. It was very windy, and the cold was pretty biting, but it was fun. There was absolutely nothing to do in town.
There may be more now than there used to be. That was a long time ago.
You could go down on Main Street, and there was a disco down there called the Star Palace.
Oh.
and the floor lit up when you did really cool dance moves. So it never lit up for me, though.
Oh, you sell yourself too short.
Let's see, and then what else? And then campus was just about the only thing that there was. There was a little bowling alley in the student center, and I believe it had 4 lanes. But it was a lot of fun.
Some beautiful places. Island Park is a beautiful area with woods and a lake.
Oh, that's right. We went up and spent some time up at a cabin with Kurt and Ann.
Yeah, before Kurt passed away.
I also remember spent a lot of time skiing, and it was kind of fun because there were girls that were in the apartments next to ours, and a lot of them had purchased season ski passes so they could take the ski class, but then when it would come time for class they wouldn't want to go, so they would just ask, hey, does anybody want our tickets? And so often we would use their tickets, and we would run up to Wyoming and ski at Grand Targhee, or we would ski about 30 minutes outside of Rexburg at a little tiny ski resort called Kelly's Canyon. So I should have gotten college credit. I should have taken the class.
Yeah, I was going to say, you skipped your classes and went skiing.
I would have had an A.
You would have had an A.
For attendance.
There's also a place, Lava Hot Springs.
Oh, yeah.
It's a little community with a bunch of natural springs.
And they're hot. We just hit the summit on the Malad Pass, and this holds a memory for me because when I was a student up at Rick's, I drove a little Volkswagen Bug, and the engine seized, and I had to run home on a weekend, pick up our yellow Ambassador AMC station wagon, yellow, and drive back up with a tow kit, and then attach the Volkswagen and drive back. Well, when I was coming up the pass, I ended up, it was a freak snowstorm, and I ended up fishtailing. I was only going about 30 miles an hour, but I ended up fishtailing, and both cars slid over to the shoulder of the road and hit the bank of snow where plows had created a bank, and it lifted the car up on two wheels and then settled down, but my little Volkswagen, being so light, just flipped and it rolled over upside down onto the snow in the middle of a snowstorm. And we were okay. I had a friend with me, and we ended up hitching a ride into Malad, and one of the police officers there took us back, and we were able to get the car flipped over and reattached and back on our way. Anyway, crazy days. We're getting into the lava fields of southern Idaho. Look at all that lava, just walls of it. Well, Ingham is really kind of a pretty little place tucked down in this little narrow valley. We'll come down here to the mouth of the canyon, turn right, and it will open up into Pocatello. Pocatello sits off to the left down there, a little harder to see. Well, we're almost there, and you may notice that Melanie is not in the same clothes.
Nope, changed in the car.
She was in. Just passing Idaho State University. And they're fixing the eye up on the mountain right there. Got a big crane and
no comment.
That's tomorrow's question. What's the most interesting thought you've had today, Anne?
The most interesting thought I've had today. I get to go home as Ann Cutler tonight.
Oh my gosh, that just hit me.
Wow.
You're Ann Cutler. Oh my gosh.
And Brett?
I get to go home as Mr. Brett Bailey.
Continental breakfast, yummy, yummy. Cold, blustery day here in Pocatello. Just checking out of the Fairfield Hotel. Pretty nice. What did we end up getting? A suite for the price of
The Standard King. Yeah, they upgraded us. It was sweet.
Just leaving Pocatello on a rainy day. We're racing the train. There's our race car driver.
I don't have my makeup on.
No makeup. That's okay, I don't either. It just continues to come down hard.
But hey, the bugs are washed off the windshield, so that's a good thing.
When I was young and I'd pass these rigs that were carrying new cars, I used to imagine, what if I could just have one of those cars? Which one would I take?
I used to do that too.
So, Melanie, since we just came back from a wedding, how is it different today than it was when we first got married as newlyweds?
Ooh, you're asking some deep questions. It is way different. We know each other really well now.
And that's good and bad?
Mostly good.
Mostly good. Yeah, isn't it interesting the view that you have of marriage 36 years into it versus when you're newlyweds?
Oh yeah, definitely.
You know, you go into it almost storybook. You know, they all lived happily ever after. And that's all good on the wedding day.
But that's not reality.
Yeah.
That's not reality. And so unless you are best friends and you know how to communicate well and you have a good foundation for healthy communication and for working through your issues, because everybody's going to have issues, then, I mean, everybody struggles even when you have that good foundation. But boy, going into marriage with that good foundation of friendship, great communication, an open heart and an open mind. If you don't have that, then you're in big trouble.
Yeah, we were lucky that way.
Because even when you have that, it's hard. There are times that are hard even when you have that.
We're gonna try to go up to Huntsville to the cemetery and see my mom and dad. I haven't seen them since they passed, and visit the cemetery up there. But the weather is frightful.
It's pretty funky up there.
And that's the canyon we're going up. We'll see if it happens. Well, we're in Ogden, Utah. We're headed east towards the mountains up there. We're going to be going up Ogden Canyon, hitting the beautiful little mountain town of Huntsville. But there are a lot of clouds in the sky, and they're dark, and it's been raining non-stop since we left Pocatello. Little pipe
Why did we have
up the canyon. All right, we're 40 miles an hour.
Yep.
And that's what we're going. It is a rugged canyon though. Boy, those rock walls up there are just, that's impressive stuff. Boy, and these walls, if you're not paying attention, that'll just open you up like a can opener. Wonder if they have any trouble with falling rocks onto the road, because that's some really vertical cliffs that we just passed by. Well, rain's coming down pretty good. We may be looking at Mom and Dad's headstones from the car.
But at least we'll be there.
At least we'll be there. It's time. Hey, look, the fire danger. It's low.
Go figure.
Okay, there's the dam. It's a earth and rock dam just off to the left.
And it will be Pineview Reservoir.
Okay, you can see a little bit more of the valley. That little peninsula out there is where the Huntsville Cemetery is located, and that's where we're going to be headed.
Okay, we're just going to the cemetery.
Okay.
Okay.
Pretty wet.
It is.
I don't think the gate's open.
Oh, the gate's
Oh,
not
really?
open?
They only open the gate on Tuesday and Thursday.
Really?
Seriously?
Oh,
Seriously, that's the sign up there.
Really?
okay.
Now, that's the city.
I've got my mom and dad buried up there, and it's the first time in a year we've been up.
Well, there's a parking area and there's a gate you walk.
That you can walk in.
You can't drive.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Okay. That's a big fat bummer.
Slide over in the parking lot to the left. Right, we're here at the Huntsville Cemetery, and it's closed. Except for this little tiny opening right there. So we're gonna have to walk it. And Mel, oh, is it straight ahead? Okay. Well, there we are. Mom and Dad. Boy, I would have loved to have spent a little bit more time, but it's raining and Mom, it's as messy as the day you were buried. But I sure miss you both. Oh, and I love you. Okay, and there's the cross because Dad was a veteran, Marine Corps, Semper Fi, right on his tombstone. There's the St. George Temple where they were married. And there's Mom with the theater, the masks, whatever they're called. And on the back side, and there's the family. Hard to believe you're gone. But look what a beautiful setting it is. Just that peninsula that stretches right out into the middle of Pineview Reservoir. Okay, here we are, huddled under our umbrella. It's a cold, wet day, but we're here at the Huntsville Cemetery just for the first time seeing Mom and Dad. We'll come see you again. Love you both. Just turned around and noticed, look how pretty that is. It's like we're in the eye of the storm, but the sunlight is kind of bursting through and highlighting those white clouds right at the mouth of the canyon. Wow. Look how pretty the road is with all those yellow golden leaves lying in it. And that is all. Oh, look, the sun came out. There goes my glasses.
We are here in Bountiful. We're going to Creekside Senior Living, and my dad lives there in the memory care. He has Alzheimer's. He also is legally blind with a macular degeneration, and he doesn't hear very well at all. So I come up on Wednesdays and Saturdays for dinner. They have dinner at 4:30, and then we do a music time with the residents there. I play the piano and we sing with those residents that want to sing. We sing hymns and patriotic music, stuff like that. And then afterwards, it's bedtime for Dad, and I stay there until I get them tucked into bed. And I do that on Wednesdays and Saturdays.
Backing into stuff.
Always backing
And if you ever have to make a fast getaway,
in. A fast getaway from Creekside Senior
That's right.
Living. Hi, Dad.
Hi.
How you doing?
Okay.
Good. It's good seeing you.
Yeah,
Look like you're having a good dinner.
it's coming.
Good.
It's singing time, and everybody's gathered around, and the music therapy really talks and speaks to them, and it kind of wakes up memories from early on in their lives.
You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are gray. You'll never know, dear, how much I love you. Please don't take my sunshine away.
That's a great song, huh, Marge?
You're beautiful.
Oh, thank you. So are you.
Yes.
So are you.
Uh-huh.
Thank you, Marge. I love you, Dad.
I love you, dear. Let's see. You make a wonderful, wonderful.
Thank you. You're a good dad. You've taught your children well.
Yeah, most of the time.
Oh, well, I'm grateful for you. I thank you for teaching me
Yeah,
and for guiding me and
yeah.
showing me the way.
Takes a long time to get them all gone, doesn't it?
It does. It does. There's sure a lot of teaching that has to be done, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, I understand. But you did a good job, and I'm grateful.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Maybe one day we'll see the right day.
It's a good day.
Yeah.
You have a good night, okay, Dad?
Oh dear. A lot of them have a lot better than I do.
I'll see you in a couple of days, okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Sleep well.
Just a couple.
Just a couple.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Okay, good night, Dad.
I'm up, dear.
Okay.
All good things must come to an end. Like our little one-day vacation to Idaho.
Yay for a day. Woo.
And you're amazing with the memory care patients.
Oh, thank you. I love them. They are good, sweet people. Good people. I feel blessed to have them in my life. And it's a relationship that I really do treasure.
Well, any parting words of wisdom?
Onward and upward, I guess.
One day at a time.
One
right?
day at a time. Sometimes 5 minutes at a time. It's all good.
All right. Till the next one.